All right. Let's see here. Looks like we have a live stream. Just spot checking to make sure it pops up. And there we go. We are live. So let me just give a moment to get people in here and send this out to the community. So welcome everyone who's starting to join. Yeah.
I really wish StreamYard had better backgrounds. I've been trying to get one for the last couple of StreamYards I've done that's much more exciting than this. What looks like I don't know, I don't really know what it
Boomer
is. A,
retiree.
yeah, like a mountain house, an American kind of mountain house.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure. Um, on my screen, I would say when I'm looking at the share screen, it looks a little blurry. Is it blurry for you?
I'm checking the actual screen, the stream. Yes, it is. It is blurry. Can we try a little bit of a zoom in, Brendan?
Yeah, I just wonder if that's a resolution thing with StreamYard.
Mm-hmm.
No, it doesn't make any difference.
Let's see. I'm watching the stream.
I don't have any settings that I can increase on my side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, spot check the stream, and it's still. I think a zoom will still help for the viewability sake. A little bit of a zoom in, but it is a bit blurry, unfortunately.
I'm just going to see if full screen makes any difference.
Cool. I'm gonna get this. Let's see. Me just a second. Welcome everybody. Now we got some viewers dropping in.
Yeah, that's improved it a little bit. Doing the full screen has helped a bit. Definitely. Okay, great.
All right. Okay. I dropped so everyone, welcome to the stream. We're just getting all of our settings and everything configured. So we're happy to have you here. Quick note, right underneath the stream, when you click on it, in the top comment, you're going to see the link to our Gopher Trader group. So encourage everyone to go in there and join it. I'll give you some more instructions on that, but that's the first task as we get this live across our community and get everyone here. So welcome. Sorry for my clickiness. Okay. Cool. I think we're ready to rock. Nice.
Yeah, and just quickly, everyone, we've dropped a Telegram group in here. What we'd like you to do today is drop any feature recommendations. You can just go to our Go Trader Telegram group, which is at Gopher Trader altogether. You can find it on Telegram. If you've got any feature requests that you'd like to see in the app during the demo today, drop them in there and we'll actually try and do some potentially live coding and add a feature that you request to the app while we're doing the demo today. So that's what I'd like to try and do. So if you've got any ideas as we go through this, drop them into the Telegram chat.
Yep. So make sure to join it. It's linked underneath the stream, so it's easy to find. And yeah, we're going to get into this today. So Brendan, really happy to have you doing this with us. For anyone who may not be fully watching us here at Gopher, we have been shipping remarkably fast. And just shout out to our crack devs and to Brendan for the amazing updates that they've been shipping to GoTrader. What we're going to do today is we're going to walk through some of the basic functionality that some of you, hopefully many of you, have been using and actively getting a lot of value out of. And then we're going to actually dig into some of these new features and tools that we just shipped to GoTrader literally last night and this morning, which is awesome. And so overall, GoTrader is your AI trading assistant and co-pilot. It's an amazing tool that gives you trading setups, signals, entries, take profits, stop losses, and a whole lot more so that you can cut the time that it takes to find trade setups and execute winning trades. I think, Brennan, as we get into this, I would love for you to share a really quick little backstory about why you created this, because I think it's really
Yeah,
great. You shared
yeah,
this in the Telegram group, and I think people would really appreciate that. Mhm.
yeah. And it looks like the grand piano. It looks like comments are working. So if you're putting comments in again, if there's a feature request that you'd like to see, just put it in there. This is not my background. This is one of StreamYard's kind of lame backgrounds. My background is even more lame than this. It's let me show you the background that I currently have here. It's a very plain white wall. So I was trying to find something more exciting today, and this is as far as I got. But yeah, appreciate the introduction, Amato. So um, Go Trader, Go for Trader, whatever you kind of want to call it. It seems to kind of we even call it different things internally at the moment. But you're all Gophers and we're Gophers, all part of the community building this together, which I'm really excited about. So how did this start? What you're seeing on the screen here and what many of you have used is the result of me solving a problem for myself. So I've been in the crypto space since about 2013, 2014. Have been trading in the crypto space over the last like 12 or 13 years. Sometimes trading well, sometimes trading poorly, but mostly not trading to my full potential. And a lot of that has been a combination of not having enough time, resources, or energy to really fully focus on trading and analysis. There's just so much overwhelming information to always keep up with that it's very difficult to always track what's going on, especially in a space where, on Solana, I think there's 800,000 shitcoins or meme coins on Solana. And then there's, thousands of tokens on CoinMarketCap. Constantly new things being launched every day, always opinions on Twitter, and price action is always changing and always volatile. And in order to kind of synthesize this and make good trading decisions and maybe like not get liquidated or not lose money, it takes a lot of time, a huge amount of time, as many of you on this stream will know. And around 6 months ago, I started taking screenshots of charts. I started taking screenshots of things like the FedWatch probability of, let me show you, the probability of rate cuts. So this graph here, I would take screenshots of this plus screenshots of like the Bitcoin chart, for example. I would take a screenshot of this with the indicators, and I would dump the screenshots plus a question into ChatGPT or Gemini, and I would ask it for a trade recommendation or a view on the market. And then I would talk to the AI about what it was saying, and I'd say what I thought I saw. Like, I think that we're finding a bottom here. Is there any indicators that you're noticing that this could be the bottom? Am I missing anything? What's a good trade setup here? And as I started doing this, I found that the results I was seeing were astonishingly good. But still, the process of collecting all of the information, bringing it together, and putting it into the LLM took a really long time. Like, it was still taking hours. And then going on X and scrolling through X to find trends, just to then put into the LLM, took a long time. So I decided that I would turn that process into a product. And the product is built on Gopher technology, which allows for the connection of all of those different data sources, whether it be X, Reddit, TikTok, trading view data, you name it. Any data source can be pulled into Gopher Trader and used as context or knowledge to analyze the market. And as I started using this, you can actually see if I share this chart here, I was using this. Let me just last 90 days. So I started building this back in like August time, and you'll see around here, I think there's like one user. There was one user for about a week after we added GA. That one user was me. And I shared it with a few friends and a few chat groups that I'm a part of that do chats. And you can see here it went from like active users 4. I think that was me plus a couple of other people in Gopher. We then jumped to 245 users. This is me sharing it with some friends. And then after the really big liquidation crash on the 10th, where the AI model that we use here and the data actually was forecasting the crash on Friday, the 10th of October. Not only did it say do not trade going into that Friday, but it then also on the Friday morning said you should now short, and it gave the exact target from where Bitcoin crashed from and where it dropped to. And we've got plenty of Twitter posts up kind of promoting that. And after that, we went viral, and we've got 91 people currently using the platform, 16,000 active users, and all of this growth has just been mostly word of mouth, an organic growth. And since then, we've been iterating a ton of features to make this get better and better and better. And many of you are enjoying using the product. And today I'm going to go through, demonstrate some of the newer features that we've released this week. And we're releasing new features now pretty much every day. So every day when you come back to the product, you'll see something new. We started off with this interface, a trading view chart, and I'm going to clear this, and a chat window where you could select different time frames. I would take screenshots of charts on different time frames, give all of those time frames to ChatGPT, and then look for like confluences of indicators, bearish, bullish divergences, volume profiles, and things like that. So right now we support as many time frames as you want. This is all real time. So like if I pull in the 1 minute chart and just ask for this is a new feature we shipped today. Is there a scalp trade on the 1 minute chart for ETH/USD? And this is pulling data from the perpetuals market from Binance. So this data is being pulled in real time to the candle to the second for ETH/USDT perpetual futures on Binance. And behind this, there is a complex set of logic that takes the data, takes the time frames. This is actually doing the 1 minute, the 5 minute, the 15, because if I'm going to do a scalp trade, I want to look at all of those time frames. And by clicking this button down here, it auto selects the three time frames. So you can see 1 minute price here, 37.53.91. That is where it was about a minute ago when the data was fetched. And it gives a trade recommendation. And right now, this is suggesting entering a short position at the price we're at now for a scalp target down here. And you could expect to hold that position for anywhere from a few minutes to maybe 30 minutes as well. So, along with this, you can then chat about your position. So I have opened this position. What do you think about the setup? Like, let's say I'm getting nervous for some reason. It will then take the context of the prior chat. It will use my comment, and essentially you can start having a conversation about your positions. So this is where we kind of started. We didn't start with all of these features, but started with the ability to pull in time frames, pull in indicators, and then generate a trade recommendation based on market indicators. And now what we've released today, we've released a bunch of new features where in the advanced analysis tab, you're able to look for intraday opportunities, swing opportunities, position opportunities, or you can customize the time frames that you choose to select. You can also connect your Hyperliquid account. So I've connected my wallet that is active on Hyperliquid. It pulls in my balance here, and it will actually use my balance to calculate a position size based on a certain risk profile of my position. So in order to be able to do an effective trading strategy, you both need a high risk reward trade setup, and you need a minimal loss as determined by your stop loss. So in the platform here, we'll always optimize for a 3-to-1 risk reward ratio and a maximum loss of 1% of your equity. So when you see a recommendation like this is tuned to state that if my stop loss is hit, I'm going to lose no more than 1% of my account balance. If I hit the targets, I'm going to hit 2% of my account balance. So right now, this is a 2-to-1 risk reward trade. So like, let's say we actually want, I want a higher, like 1-to-5 risk reward trade. It will then adjust the analysis to tell me what my entry and exit need to be to fit that risk profile. But by default, it'll be 1% loss if it hits your stop loss. I would always recommend never to go above that. And your risk reward is what means that over time, your winning trades beat your losing trades. So this chat interface is for advanced analysis. It gives you the chance to both chat about your positions, chat about your strategy, come up with your own strategy, ask questions like, you can ask like, what does this mean? And it'll explain it to you if you don't know. So you can see here, this is now adjusting as best it can, and it may not be able to do it. Acknowledge a potential short. This is a scalp, but it's still not fitting the risk rewards because essentially there isn't a high risk reward trade in the way the market is presenting itself right now. But you can see, still recommending a short. And if we had scalped this a moment ago and entered short at 3775, which would have been here, would have already been hitting our TP1, which is 3749, heading towards our TP2 of 3730. So as you can see, I've actually used up all of my credits in our production environment. I'm just going to switch account really quickly. So as I have some more.
Do you want to show them how to buy credits, Brendan, real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me just unlock my MetaMask wallet. People want one-click trade, I'm seeing here. Yeah, one-click trade would be sick, right? It'd be nice to be able to say, like, open this trade in Hyperliquid. Trust me, I will show you some cool stuff with that in a moment. Okay, so I'm out of credits. I'm going to go ahead and buy some credits here. I'm going to buy a pack of 1,000 credits. Going to buy them with crypto. We use Coinbase for processing for all of those that have been buying credits. I really appreciate. I don't have enough in that wallet to buy that amount of credits. Give me 1 second. Let me just go back here. Let me do this. At least you'll know that even as the creator of this platform, we all have to pay credits. This could tell me I don't have enough ETH in my wallet to do this. This is funny.
Yeah, it's all good. So one thing to note is that each analysis that you do in that advanced chat analysis is going to cost 10 credits. So it's 10 credits per chat, and then you can buy those credits in bulk through this checkout process. So
yeah,
that's no worries. Brendan, one thing I wanted to also highlight, because we've received a lot of questions around what assets that they can perform this analysis on. And I think that this is one of the
great
things.
Question.
I think this is one of the things that probably immediately goes underappreciated with this, because obviously we're in Web3, we're Web3 builders, and we built something to solve crypto trading, but that's not all this can do. And I think that this part is really profound. So can you show everyone how they can analyze other assets and then talk through all the assets that the advanced analysis tool supports?
Yes. So this actually supports, as of today, 100,000 or over 100,000 different assets. So let's say, for example, I want to look at Tesla today. Like I want to do a stock, or I want to do we'll do the Nasdaq 100. So right now you can see this open the Tesla chart. It's opened a tab here with Tesla. I want to know how I can build a position in Tesla. So I'm going to ask for a position trade. This is pulling the 1 day and the 1 week chart, and it's going to recommend how I go about building a position trade. While that's running, I can also go to let's think of another example.
Gold,
Sorry.
gold. The one.
Uh, yeah, let's have a look at a gold ETF here. You'll find that the odd market doesn't necessarily load, but yeah, let's take a look at gold, and we can do an intraday trade. Excuse me, I've got a bit of a cold. So I'm going to ask, like, what is the best intraday trade here for gold? Let's go back to Tesla. It said to us that it's recommending a long position, entry around 425. So it's buying at this sort of support level you see here, with a target of 490 for that position trade. So that's aligning with the all-time high of Tesla. So you can do any asset. Gold here, this is just running. It'll be crunching the data, pulling all the information. And I would expect it to be sort of saying a pull, like probably entry of like 39.50. We're doing intraday, so it may be a little less aggressive here. We'll see what it says. So to answer your question, Amaso, yeah, any asset that you can find on TradingView is fully supported
There it goes.
by here. So it's saying $4,000 is the entry price. So yeah, like I said, like I think I was being a bit conservative. So this is saying a bit more aggressive. So entry right around where we are, with pretty conservative targets for like an intraday trade. Now, if you want to take a positional trade, it's going to adjust those targets. It's going to tell us like probably entry now and maybe like 4,100
Yeah.
target. We'll see in a minute when it generates it.
I just want to break that down for everyone. So guys, you literally can choose crypto, stocks, commodities, anything that has a trading view chart, as Brendan said, pull that up. It's going to stream that data into GoTrader, and then you're going to immediately be able to choose the kind of trade that you're looking to perform. And it's going to give you customized signals around that trade. So it's going to give you your entries, it's going to give you your stop losses, it's going to give you your take profit targets. And you can think of this, I mean, the obvious question, right? With the explosion of AI, we're all using ChatGPT, we're all using Grok. I think the most obvious question that anyone would have is like, why hasn't someone built that for the markets? And the answer is we did. We built that for the markets because it's such an important piece of technology. But we were actually able to do this because Brendan and our devs are so skilled at actually pulling in and using high quality data for AI. That's really our bread and butter that made this possible and why it's such a unique product here on the market. And you can see these setups and you can see the level of accuracy that Brendan demonstrated before with that. I think it was an Ethereum short, where literally while we're watching it, it literally hits the very target that it gave us if we were to take that trade. So this
Exactly.
is extremely real time. It's and it's helping you manage your risk while giving you setups. You don't have to spend hours looking at charts. You don't have to spend hours scrolling X looking for a chart that people think looks good. You can do all of this analysis and take all the guesswork out. I know that one of the things that I run into a lot, I'm not a huge trader. I'm becoming more of a trader thanks to GoTrader because, like Brendan, I do it. I'm more of a builder than I am a trader, and that is a trade off. I don't have the time to do it, but I'll enter trades and then I second guess myself. I'm not sure if I should keep it open. I'm not sure if I should let it run. And that is one of the most amazing parts about GoTrader is that when you connect it to Hyperliquid, it will actually monitor your trade in real time, and you can ask about that trade because it has the data feed for it. So little summary synopsis. I'll pass it back to you, Brendan. But hope you guys
Yeah.
are loving this so far and seeing just how powerful this is, and that it's not just limited to crypto.
Yeah. Yeah, so like here's the position setup for gold, right? So it's saying enter on a breakout of this critical level, 4,030. So it wants to see price closing above this lower time frame high, which makes sense. Like you want to see it reaching or creating new market structure. You want to have this higher low coming into a higher high, which is going to start signaling trend reversal. And with that, like with that breaking, you want volume with it. So it needs to have volume confirmation, and you want a daily close above this level. So you want to see like buyers are back in control, they're pushing up with volume, and the daily close is comfortable above this previous resistance high here. And with that, you can then be targeting an initial target of 43.80. So we're starting to get like pretty high up here. It's sort of saying, not only is it saying it's going to run back to all-time highs, but it's then saying that with that run up to all-time highs, if we find support here, gold is going to run to 4,700. So right now, GoTrader is extremely bullish on a positional trade that is, maybe weeks or months long. Finding support here, which would confirm that we found like support at a round number, closing above this level here, breaking out, clearing this resistance, pulling back to like a higher low, higher high structure, taking us up to 4,700. And I think, like, to be perfectly frank, while everyone thinks everything is like mooning, I see this as totally realistic. Like, the amount of money that's in circulation from a macro perspective is crazy. What's coming next here? Like, you'll be able to have some toggles here, which will say, like, include like Fed rate decisions, include analysis from like FOMC, meeting notes. We have hoping to ship this tomorrow. We're going to add a news pulse feature, which allows you to kind of track recent news. Like, quantitative tightening is coming to an end beginning of December, which means that there's going to be way more capital flowing into the system. The fact that people think this is the top on things like gold, they're absolutely delusional, because with quantitative easing or quantitative tightening stopping, with a move back to like neutral, and then the next logical step to be quantitative easing, there's going to be way more money in the system. The tide's coming up even higher, and you'll just see these assets going even higher. If you're not holding assets, you're going to be screwed in a time of quantitative easing.
This is great, Brendan. So I think we've done a good job covering kind of all of these.
Cool.
Is there anything else you want to cover on analysis in terms of these buttons and what
No,
they do?
just we're seeing a few suggestions here, which is like, one-click trading with Hyperliquid. Yeah, what'd be nice here is, and I did have this in the UI, but we cut it out to release. I'll try and work to actually get this in as like an alpha feature, where you'll be able to take this setup. If you're connected to Hyperliquid, you just, click open position, and it will do three things. It will define your entry, your stop loss, and then your two take profit targets, all in one click. And then when you're tracking it here, it will show you, some of you might have seen this in the last demo, it will show you and track your open positions. And I think we should have a cancel position feature as well. So we'll look to try and get that in, where you'll be able to, for assets that are supported in Hyperliquid, I'm sure that Hyperliquid is going to add gold perpetuals pretty soon. It would surprise me if they don't. They may have already done it, and I don't even know. And there'll be this like one-click trade feature coming in here, plus adding additional, non-financial indicator things like liquidation levels, for example.
Mhm.
I would take screenshots of liquidation charts and add them into my analysis with AI, and it just gives a really good like second dimension of non-technical effects that you may find liquidity zones that price moves to, that without that data, even though a lot of data is on like the tape, as it were, you could miss. So lots more features coming to this like advanced tab, like funding rates. Somebody here suggested like long short ratio funding rates. We have a lot of that already in the platform. We just need to display it. So that's all really low hanging fruit. We'll add those kind of features over the next couple of days, like not the next couple of weeks, the next couple of days.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy how fast these guys are shipping features.
Yeah.
One thing I also just highlight is this was one of the things that it first shipped with, but we kind of overlooked, is just these quick buttons. Should I long? Should I short?
Oh yeah.
And the best entry now. These buttons are incredibly useful because you go to the left, up at the top of the chart, you pick your asset, right? You load the asset, you can pick the kind of trade you want to do or just your time frames, and then boom, should I long? Should I short? What's my best entry right now? And it's just going to pull that analysis and use credits. And everyone who signs up with a wallet is going to get 30 free credits, which is 3 chat analysis per day. So just by signing up, you're able to use this for free every single day. And the idea is that this becomes your daily driver for checking the markets, monitoring trade setups, deciding what to take, giving you all of your time back that you would normally spend on TradingView. You can spend all your time on TradingView drawing lines, or you can just open up GoTrader, open up TradingView within it that's already here, and then ask the questions that you would already be wondering to get the outlook and get an understanding of these markets. So I think that's great, Brendan. Why don't we move on to the Discovery Hottest Trades feature to walk everyone through that?
Yeah. Yeah. One thing I just want to mention, but I had someone suggest this to me a while ago, and there is a way to do this. We just haven't got there yet. Like let's assume that we've got this like scalp recommendation. It would be nice if the trade was also shown on the chart, right? So like there is a way that you can draw on the chart and like have the AI draw on the chart. Something we're thinking about, kind of a nice to have. If you think that's gonna be interesting, just like drop us a note in the Telegram chat if you think that feature would be good. And that's something we might be able to get out. But you can imagine here it actually sketching the levels. So it's a little bit easier to like visualize. And maybe you want to see like you want to say like add liquidation levels to the chart, add whatever, and it can start doing this like, are there any particular pennants or formations? Like if those things you think could be interesting, would like to start experimenting with actually having the AI draw those things on the chart itself. But let us know if you think that'd be useful. And just really quickly, like we added these this morning, these trading styles buttons, so you can just like, these will automatically select the right time frames for the best trade opportunity in that kind of strategy. Like so for scalps right now, it's really skewed towards like shorts because that makes sense. Intraday, we'll probably start seeing like conflicting signals because there's a lot of oversold indicators. However, which kind of signal like a bit of a bounce probably, but the overall trend is down. Like I just know how this thinks. Like when you start using this a lot, you start thinking more like a trader, and like your head becomes, it's like not only are you using a tool, but you're learning really quickly, and you start to see the chart in a very different way, which is really interesting. So I'm going to go on to some new features that we've released today.
Yeah.
So as Amateo said, we've been experimenting for the last week or so with this discovery feature. A lot of people want to know what is the best asset to trade right now. Interestingly, yesterday, if you looked at this, basically everything was weight. Leading up to like the FOMC, everything was weight, which was very similar to the week before the crash on the 10th of October. So there are just some days where there isn't a good trade in the market. Like the market's sideways. The best strategy is do nothing. Like the best trade sometimes is don't fucking trade. I wish I'd known that so many times in my life because I'd have saved a lot of losses.
I think that's like really worth
Yeah.
highlighting for a second because like it's not it's not trying to force any trades on you, right? One thing I want to highlight is that
Yeah.
GoTrader is not an exchange. This is not a tool that is placing your trades and is trying to profit from you taking trades. This is a tool to help you analyze and get high quality data to have winning trades consistently. And so the value in it is actually accuracy, not frequency, which is why it's going to give you weight signals if there's a cautionary tale that may be coming up in the market and it's not time to take a trade. And so I just think that that's really powerful. And it's really important for people to understand kind of what its purpose is, its accuracy, its precision, its analysis. And then maybe, Brendan, you could give that a little bit of a zoom in on your screen, and we can keep exploring this hot trades feature. Guys, this is so cool. And if you're loving this so far, we've got 530 views on the live stream already. So just shout out to everyone who's tuning in. Make sure to drop a comment in the comments below and join our Go for Trader channel if you want to be a part of our really tight knit community that's down in the comments of this video, where we are talking directly with the people using this, getting feature recommendations. So just a little reminder there. Cool. Take it away, Brendan. Oh, I lost your audio. You're on mute.
There we go. Classic. Yeah, I think 2 weeks ago we did our first demo. We had 23 people. I just looked, it was like 550 people are tuning in, which is great. Thank you so much for tuning in. So yeah, this is experimental. There's a lot that needs to be done on here. There's a lot of features. For example, it will typically skew towards intraday setups. So if I quickly go back to the Bitcoin analysis that we were running a minute ago, did that finish? It didn't complete because I navigated off the screen. But let's just see like what the advanced analysis tells me. You'll sometimes find there's a conflicting signal between the advanced analysis and the hot trades. And the reason why that is because the model that runs the hot trades is optimized to look for the best opportunity in the market right now, as opposed to the best opportunity within like a risk reward profile, which is what this is for. And then working with you as a trader to establish your best entry for the asset you're looking at. So this is discovery. So I can take a look at like, what does the AI think is the best thing? And with the hot trades, everything is going to be conditional typically. Like it's not going to tell you like enter now. It's always going to be enter on these conditions. And that's because that's how you should be trading. You should be trading based on confirmations. You should be trading based on market structure. Right now, this index is in every 15 minutes, this reanalyzes the market on Hyperliquid. You as a user can also request an update to the analysis, and there's allowed in the system one update every 5 minutes. So once I've updated Bitcoin here, no one else can come and update this again for another 5 minutes. It just means that we had it where anyone could update anytime, and it just went crazy because everyone was hitting update, and it would always just constantly update every like 2 seconds, which was too much. So you're able to come in here, look at analysis. Right now, this is ensuring that the data is fresh. It's sending the analysis out. We're actually using in Discovery using Qwen 3 Max as the model. It's pretty consistent, and it actually works pretty well in back testing for the hot trades. In this chat, it's using Gemini, which is funny because if you look at N of 1, Gemini is the least performing model on N of 1. And actually, if it uses the right data, it's one of the most high performing models. So right now you see this is where there's a conflicting signal. You can see on the trade analysis, this is saying for an intraday trade, the best trade is a short, whereas on Discovery it's saying on these conditions there's a long. So it's got to break 108,000 to go long, and you'll see that probably the stop on this trade is where the break is on the discover.
That's
So like
actually
this is the
brilliant.
critical, yeah, this is the critical level, right? So like this is saying it has to break with a volume and close above. This is saying that if in that case it happens, the short is invalidated. So both of these analyses are correct, quote unquote. If we take the conditional requirements, which is wait for a corrected bounce, and then we want to wait for it to reject before entering this intraday trade. Similarly, we want to see it close if we wanted to go long. And for a lot of these assets here, you'll see there's a lot of wait signals. Occasionally, the AI doesn't quite get the right analysis. There's like a weird like bug we occasionally see. If you see a blank card like this, just refresh it and it will reload an analysis. But this is intended to give any of you that are short on time, wanting to have a glance at the market, a really quick way of identifying the best trade, but then ultimately to end up here talking about your strategy. So you know that you can focus on Bitcoin right now. You know there's probably not any, it's probably not worth looking at like ETH right now because it's got indecision. We can see that pump could be an interesting trade, so we can take a look at why that's interesting. So needs, again, a lot of these will need confirmation because of where the market is right now. The market is in like a lot of weird indecision. So this is experimental. I would say discovery is far more experimental than what the advanced analysis is. It's why when you land on the application, you're taken straight to advanced analysis because it's like the most mature part of the platform. We're doing a lot of work on discovery. We also today released Paul, one of our engineers, built this morning, and this is a way to visualize all of the best trade opportunities today in discovery. So you can see like Bitcoin has the highest volume. This isn't by signal strength. It isn't like the size doesn't represent the best like trade. It just represents the size of the market. A lot of you will want to trade the most liquid assets if you're using size. So we can see here that like Solana's flashing a long signal. Again, if we're closing above this for intraday, you'll notice a lot of the discovery at intraday trades. We're going to release a feature. I'm probably going to try and ship this tomorrow, where you'll actually be able to select scalp hot trades, intraday hot trades, position and swing hot trades. Position and swing doesn't really count for hot trades, but we're still going to add it. So that'll make this a lot more accurate. You'll find that you'll have a page where you can look at your hot scalps. You'll find you have a page that you can look at your hot intradays. And based on what your trading strategy is on the day, you can like pick whichever ones they are, very similar to picking these. So as you can always find the best trade on Hyperliquid in those top 25 assets to pick them up and run with them. And just so as you'll know, this is building the foundation for automated trading. So automated trading will take this constant stream of trade recommendations. It will pick the best opportunity in the market. And for example, if you've got like a scalp automation, it will pick the highest risk reward scalp opportunity that has the highest probability outcome, and it will trade that asset at that time and open a position on it. And that's how we'll start to see like on the platform, high frequency automated trading agents, which my goal is to ship something like that next week, but we'll see if that happens.
Cool. Yeah, I think right. I think the obvious question that I know a lot of people that you talk to have, Brendan, and that people probably watching is like, wow, this is awesome, but when can the AI can also just do the trades for me so that I don't have to be the one doing it? And that is something that obviously I will say this, the more that you all use GoTrader, the faster that becomes reality because all of your usage, all of your training of the AI, the models, your feedback, your input on our surveys gives us the tools we need to actually build that technology. And it is something that we're going to build where agents can use this data to execute the trades for you. And we have a lot more that's going to be coming with that as the result of the launch of our layer one, which is a big deal. That's pulling all of this data and making it usable. So I think that the thing that you highlighted here that's just super cool is that not only is it giving you some clear information, it's teaching you how to think about trading. Because I often, when I've watched like streamers
Exactly.
or pro traders, they always say, "Hey, I'm looking for these levels to enter." And my issue has always been patience. I'm like, well, if they're gonna go, maybe I can get in early or have more room to run, or um, you know, it, it's very difficult to know when should I actually set that take profit for, when should I actually set that stop loss for, when should I actually take this trade and this position. So this is providing you how to think like that while also giving you the exact details of where you would do those things. And I think the thing that's really powerful that you mentioned, Brendan, about the bubbles chart, being able to track the actual liquidity of these trades, is like when we saw the giant sell-off day, it affected the lowest liquidity assets the most in these big sort of cataclysmic market events,
Yeah,
where
exactly.
you want to say if there is a black swan, if there is some craziness, obviously
Yeah.
look at the chart. There's craziness going on. It's been a very crazy cycle. Craziness is happening like almost every week at this point. And then you can combine this to understand where is their liquidity, where do I feel comfortable placing trades, and then understanding where you should place them. It just really tying all of this together across the market. And shout out Hyperliquid for building such an amazing DEX that helps us make this all a reality. Mhm.
Yeah. And just really quickly, like, um, you're going to see like a couple of things on here that are important to note. The Discovery picks automatically the most liquid markets for the assets because generally the most liquid markets have the best signal. So you'll see, like for Bitcoin, it's pulling the BTC USDT perps pair from Binance. It will always tell you the source of data for these recommendations. And you will find, like, if I was to look at BTC USD, for example, on a very low liquidity exchange using the advanced analysis, it may not give the same accuracy as using the most liquid exchange. So always try and use the most liquid exchange for the asset you're analyzing. Um, and while this is telling me, like, like I said, this is optimizing for um, certain conditions. You can see that from Discovery over here that there isn't really, if we look at the bubbles, there isn't really any short signals in the market right now. Now, conceptually, we can probably sort of understand why that is. Let me just do something here. We actually have two models in chat. We have like a V2 model and a V1. V1 is what I've been using for about 3 months. V2 is only a couple of weeks old, like 1 week old. I still typically use V1, but more people are moving to V2. So you've got the option, like try V1 and V2. Let us know which one you prefer. V1 was working really well. V2 is a little bit more structured, and there are certain differences, but V2 is kind of where we're shifting to. But what I'm trying to say here is, if you look at market structure right now, if you were seeing short signals everywhere, you would be potentially shorting the bottom. Like, what can we see here from the full analysis? We can see that uh, there is, I think I saw on here, yeah, uh, daily histogram is positive, price is declining, potential bullish divergence, 4 hours oversold. And we want to look at like volume. So is volume dropping? This is where, and this is what we're going to introduce. People want like a chat feature here. So people have requested the ability to like see this and then move into the chat with the same recommendation. So this is something we're going to be adding over the next couple of days, the ability to then chat here as well, because I want to know, is volume declining as we go into lower prices, which indicates seller exhaustion. So we can just do that here. So like we can take a look at like what the best intraday trade is on the V1 model. And I can already see that we're seeing volume declining, but we aren't seeing any buy volume increasing, like we see here, like we see here. We're just not. So we're not seeing seller exhaustion potentially yet. But overall, the view on the market from Discovery is that there are no good high risk reward shorts, and that the best high reward setups on an intraday basis are to the upside on these assets. And this has been like this for about the last like 12 hours. It was mostly weight. Like most of this was weight for the last 3 or 4 days. I've even put some posts up about waiting. There were some like lower time frame short opportunities, but you need to be like a really aggressive scalp trader. So again, like this is still saying like short, but the targets here are only based on a retest of the 108 level. If I say, what if we break 108 decisively? And forgive my spelling, I'm pretty dyslexic. This will likely give us the scenario that we're seeing over here, and you can see Zcash just now is signaling a short opportunity here, but it'll be like a candle close below 314. So we're already at 308, but we'll probably want to see like a stronger close. So again, you could take a look at this and you can see like, oh, okay, is there a Zcash scalp position that we could take on .p, which brings us up to the Binance market. We'll get our window here. Yeah, I mean, that's looking, and let's just see what kind of scalp trades there are on Zcash. Yeah, it's this thing for like long, wait for a 1 hour candle close above 108,520. And I think on Discovery, it was also wanting a same thing. Yeah, 1 hour candle close above 108, 184. So like they're not exactly in alignment, but that's pretty good. So this is saying the highest risk reward is long to the upside. And our model can still say like you're taking a short, but you're short, it has to have a very tight stop. And if it closes above 108, then it's a long scenario. And I'm going to pause there. Lots more new stuff coming. Like bubbles is a new thing today. This was just kind of put together overnight. We're going to have a news feed coming where it's going to like analyze in real time trends, topics, assets. So you're always getting the most relevant news here. And then chat and auto trading. We're looking to get to auto trading as fast as humanly possible.
Awesome. And then let's just touch on referrals real quick before we close out.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
that, so if you guys have been absolutely loving this Go Trader stream and by the Gopher team, one, if you want more of these streams going through the market, hanging out, analyzing, using Go Trader, make sure to drop a comment. We will be doing more of them, but would love to hear if you really enjoyed this and you want to learn more. And two is referral. So if you want to stack free credits to use Go Trader, and you want to also get some Gopher points for, we invite everyone to stack those Gopher points on our Galaxy Quests through our referral program leading up to our TGE. Then refer your friends to Go Trader. You can go into referral. If you could just click that real quick, Brendan, so we can show them.
Absolutely.
Yeah. If you go here, you can copy your referral link, share it on social. It immediately gives you the opportunity to share it on X, but you can shoot it to whoever, post it and circulate it and help us spread Go Trader. And if you do this while also completing our Galaxy Quest, you'll stack extra points. So yeah, definitely. If you love Go Trader, share it with your friends. There's lots of opportunity here for all of us to beat the suits. You have your AI quant right here in your pocket that you can use anytime.
Yeah, our ultimate goal and mission is to allow anyone to either launch or access their own hedge fund. The hedge fund market is a $5 trillion market in the globally, and bringing as much of that on into DeFi and into the space as we possibly can is just a multi-billion-dollar, trillion-dollar opportunity. There's 5 trillion in hedge funds. All of that capital can come into strategies, and developers, if there's any developers on here, we actually have a private API where you can get access to the data feeds and the models. We're kind of, if you reach out to us, we can give you access, essentially enabling any developer to launch their own kind of decentralized hedge fund, which is super cool. And you'll see more of that coming. You'll see more, think of it like hyperliquid vaults where different strategies are in certain pools, and you'll be able to put capital into a strategy in a pool that's a specific hedge fund running a certain type of strategies. And I'm expecting that to come really quickly.
Awesome. Incredible. Well, Brennan, thank you for walking us through this today. And everyone, a reminder to join our GoTrader Telegram that's linked here under the stream to keep the conversation going, and let us know what other features you would like to add to GoTrader, and we'll build them and ship them. So with that, I think we can wrap up. Brendan, thank you for this amazing stream today. Everyone, little clause, none of this is financial advice. These are tools that you can use to make your own decisions. Crypto trading is risky. Any asset trading is risky, but the idea is for you to have all of the analysis and as much information as possible to make the best decisions that you can. So with that, thank you everyone for tuning in, and I hope you have a killer day. We'll do another one of these soon, walk you through the next crazy amount of features that we ship in the next week.
775 viewers right now, or at the end. Thank you, everyone. Really appreciate it.
Much. Yeah, the support's incredible. You guys are great.
Cool. Have a great day.
See ya.
Take care.